Okay, so I just saw this. Bear with me, I'm a little slow today. I just saw this video, just saw this live stream with Jen Psaki, and it just so happened because perhaps I pay a little bit too much attention to politics stuff. I have too many different podcasters I go to. It just so happened that I was just listening to maybe a half an hour ago a Salty Cracker skit or segment on Odyssey. And so he went over what Jen Psaki said, I guess, yesterday. And if anybody wants to see what that was about, go on Odyssey and go Salty Cracker. He has a good little clip of it. Of course, he adds his commentary. He's funny. He's all right. I mean, he's a little bit too much of a Republican to me, but, you know, he's all right. He's funny. He's definitely good. I definitely got a lot of respect for him. So anyway, here comes Jen Psaki today. So this has a lot of people in uproar, what she said yesterday, because she basically said that we, the Biden administration, are going to social media companies and telling them to remove content because we don't like it. We think it's misinformation, which can be anything they don't like can be misinformation. So today, this young man, I guess, he comes out and he barrages her with questions. And here goes the exchange. So she basically admitted to it, and people were shocked. I was just shocked only a half hour ago to hear this. You can go check that on like another channel. Salty Cracker did a good one. That's on Odyssey right now. But this is very interesting. So I'm going to try to play this on the... let's see, got the microphone is on, thank God. We're going to turn the volume all the way up so that it's audible. And here we go.
Clarifying question on how you identify this misinformation.
And her face right now.
If you could tell us specifically
Priceless.
how the administration identifies what is misinformation and then how you flag it.
She's wincing. She's literally wincing.
Two is how many times has the administration
She's not happy.
Information.
She's giving a very intense look.
How long has this been going? And then finally,
What
I know
excellent
that
questions.
You are deadly serious about this conversation. You talked about how this is life and death. But are there any types of safeguards that the administration is putting in place to make certain that they do not chill free speech while they are going after this kind of disinformation?
First of all, to be crystal clear, any decision about platform usage and who should be on the platform is orchestrated and determined by private sector companies. Facebook is one of them.
So right there, she basically contradicts everything she said yesterday. I can't believe this. Either she's an idiot or she's a sociopath. One or the other. This is a dire situation we're in. This is pure incompetence at the very top of our society. Or she's just a sociopath. Or both. She basically said yesterday, we go to Facebook, I don't even want to go on. Go on Salty Cracker, look at what she said yesterday, then compare that to this.
Right? And there are a range of media who also have their own criteria and rules in place, and they implement them, and that's their decision to do. That is not the federal government doing that. It is life and death.
So she literally opened up the government to a ton of lawsuits by what she said yesterday. That's going to be the basis for all sorts of FOIA requests, I should say. Not FISA. FISA is the corrupt government shit. FOIA requests, one of the last good laws we have that can actually get government to unwillingly relinquish information that they don't want the public to see. So they're going to get FOIA requests over this. They're going to get barraged. And the Republicans are very upset as well. And this is getting out of control with the government. The blatant, in-your-face constitutional violations. Let me just let this finish.
It is a public health issue in the country. That's why the Surgeon General was here talking about it yesterday. There are trends. We can see, you can all probably see on Facebook and other social media platforms. And so what we raise are issues like there is a lot of information out there about the false claim that COVID-19 causes infertility. Everyone in this room knows that's factually inaccurate. We raised for them.
So as an example, once we went to Facebook and said, hey, can you take this conspiracy theory about fertility off of the internet because we say it's wrong, that doesn't make people feel better. I don't think people like her understand even the concept or the meaning behind freedom of speech.
In our direct channels, of which every administration has always had, with every social media platform, that we are seeing this trend, it's troubling, that information's inaccurate.
So you're not going after, you're saying these
There's
are
a big one
general
coming
areas
up.
of misinformation that you should take a look at, not
Yeah.
specific posts.
Yes, it is also publicly available who the individuals are.
It's publicly available who is the misinformation people. Could that be Tucker Carlson? Could that be, not that I'm like this fan of Tucker Carlson. I think he gets better than most cable news people, which isn't really saying a lot, but he does. I think he is making an attempt to keep, you know, the whole field of journalism alive to some extent in his particular fashion. However, she just said that's publicly available. So whatever is publicly considered misinformation now by, let's say, New York Times or Washington Post or CNN, now that's the government's going to say that is now misinformation because they said so. Is that really what's going on?
Who have spread most of the information. Wasn't publicly available by the United States government. It's publicly available information. So that's how it works. Okay, thank you, everyone.
And I got to go back to one part, which I think I...
Go ahead. Platform usage and who should be on the platform is orchestrated and determined by private sector companies. Facebook is one of them, right? And there are a range of media who also have their own...
Oh, well, it's hard to find. She also said...
Available by the United States.
You listen to the whole thing, which you can just look up the live stream, and it's the last question, so it's kind of hard to like pinpoint it with the sliders, but you can get it. It's like the last question. It's a young man asks this question. So anyway, this is our press secretary. I mean, she's kind of hot. I would have sex with her, but I mean, I hate to say it, but she's hot. She's definitely a looker, but I wouldn't ever believe a word she says. She's either a complete buffoon or a devious sociopath of maybe CIA origins. Maybe she's a psyops person. Who knows? But this is amazing. And so that was all my video was for today. I just wanted to share that and this whole situation. Final thoughts. Welcome to the nightmare dystopia. I'd say I'm at 50-50 now. We either go down a terrible path or we pull ourselves out of this by our bootstraps. Either way, I don't think it's going to be easy. The deep state, or I'd like to call it the administrative state, because that encompasses the entire government bureaucracy apparatus. The administrative state is out of control, and it looks like we're going in the direction of so many empires before us. We create administrative states to administer the empire, which is what the United States has been since probably the late 1800s. So, you know, we administer the empire with big government. Big government takes over the empire. Big government fucks shit up because it's a bunch of bureaucrats who are self-interested, and a lot of them aren't that talented, it seems. And government just takes a lot of the innovation out of people. Just government's parasitic and it destroys things. And this is a good example of that. So just something to think on. And that will be it, because that's 9 minutes. That's perfect.